This has been going on for the last few days, and all of you know that Swamiji is one of the world's best experts, the most renowned expert on Gita, and we are very lucky to have him. We are very lucky to have Swamiji explaining Gita to us. He's been doing it for the last few days, as I said, and so I can request everyone to come forward. As much forward as you can. Swamiji is going to explain a word from the Gita, and at the end, we strongly encourage you to ask questions. Swamiji would like you to ask questions about the words he's explained or anything about the Gita. Swamiji will be happy to take any and all questions. Again, Swamiji, thanks. You can all come forward as close as you can.
रम्यं दामदतं महेश रजतग्रामश्रयोलं कृतिः कर्मन्तीश्वर भक्तिबन्धनवशः प्रीतोऽस्ति कृष्णप्रभुः पापावने काननपट्टमाङ्गः श्रीपाणिपद्माञ्चितजानुगण्डः गोपालबालकृपया स्वयन्नः श्रीपाण्डुरङ्गो वधु प्रसन्नः कल्याणात्मकगात्राय कामितार्थप्रदायिने श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथाय श्रीनिवासाय ते नमः व्यासाय भवनाशाय श्रीशाय गुणनाशये हृद्याय शुद्धविद्याय मध्वाय च नमो नमः बुद्धिर्बलं शिशोद्वीर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च अरोमस्मरणार्थं पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः Since 4 days we are studying Bhagavad Gita. Each day we take one shloka and we discuss about that, and we try to know about the message behind the shloka. Today we want to explain the famous shloka, that is Karmanyevadhikarate Ma Phalesu Kadachana. Ma Karma Parahindukuhu Ma Te Sangosta Karma. This shloka is very famous in Gita. Krishna says all the time, you do your karma. Don't think about the karma. Don't stay without karma. That is the message of this shloka. When we hear the meaning of this shloka, we will be very much confused. Krishna is saying, you are totally pure karma, no transform. How it is correct? Some years back in Calcutta, these communist people, they burnt down Bhagavad Gita. They thought Bhagavad Gita is anti-labor. Krishna says, do your duty, don't ask salary. So all these capitalists, what they do, they make laborers to work hard, and at the end of the month, if laborers they ask salary, just they can say, Karmanyevadhikarate Ma Phalesu Kadachana. You work, don't ask the money. Krishna is pro-capitalist. He is anti-labor. is why we should not honor Bhagavad Gita thinking like this, devotion. How they are ignorant. In India, most of the time what happens, without knowing the meaning, we comment. Most of the time, whoever will comment, they are not bothering the real meaning, whatever may be that. But their comment is there. That is a fashion. But if you know the sloka properly, then you will be very much enlightened. What Krishna says, you are designated to do your karma. Don't think about the karma. He is not telling don't get the karma. He says certainly you should get the karma, but you should not think about the karma. That is the thing. These people, they misunderstood. Krishna is telling that don't take the karma. Don't ask the karma. But the spirit behind the shloka is, Krishna says, in my kingdom, whatever you do, you cannot miss the phalam. When the phalam is certain, why should you think about it? You did not waste your time thinking about it. After going to office, sitting in the chair, if you all the time thinking about whether I will get the salary this month or not, forgetting all your duty, just work is thinking about the salary, then what will happen? The same thing. Krishna says, each karma is getting phalam. Without phalam, nothing will be there in my kingdom. This karma siddhanta. No one can miss the phalam, whether it is good or bad. Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha, uvayorapi prashtovataha, ananyo tattvadarshi. If you do good karma, you cannot get bad. Good karma, then you cannot get bad. If you do bad karma, you cannot get good. Na sato vidyate bhava, na bhavo vidyate sataha. That meaning, whatever karma you didn't do, you cannot get the phalam. Whatever karma you do, certainly you get. The phalam is certain, then we should be bothered. We should think about it. That is the inner meaning. Karmanyevadhikarastha, you are assigned to do your duty. And healing phalam is my duty. Don't think about my duty, you think about your duty. Most of the time what we do, we don't think about our duty. All the time we are thinking about what we do. Why is it? We are commenting other people only, but we are not thinking about us. Krishna says, mind your duty. Don't think about my duty. Karmanyeva adhikaraha ma phaleshu kadam. So that this is not your department. Why you interfere in my department? Don't interfere. You will get the phalam. Instead of thinking phalam, if you utilize the same time for doing more karma, then you will get more phalam. Instead of thinking about the salary, then at the same time if you do more duty, then you will get more duty. More time, bonus. Instead of wasting the time for thinking which is certain, you will get more phalam. That is why Krishna says, Krishna is not telling that don't get the phalam, but he is telling don't think about the phalam. Phalam. And one more thing, if you think about the Phalam, you cannot understand. Because the series of karma is different and the series of phala is different. You cannot find out the link between karma and phala. When you cannot understand, why should you try? Because whatever phalam we are getting now, the root of that phalam, the mula karma, may be 10 births back. If you try to think about it, you cannot. You cannot go back 10 births back. Then why you are wasting your time? The Krishna says it is not at all possible to find out the root karma. Then why you are wasting? The series of karma is different and the series of phala is different. It is in different speed. So someone is going 40 kilometers speed and another one is going 100 kilometers speed. Can you meet any time? You cannot. Because the difference is so high, you cannot understand. Because for doing karma, if you take 5 minutes, for getting phalam, you may take 100 births. Then how can you find out the mula karma? For example, if you take machine gun and kill 1,000 people within an hour, like terrorist, that karma will take only 1 hour, but phalam will take hundreds of births. She should suffer hundreds of births. When the 100th birth, if you think marriage, I didn't do any bad thing, does you cannot go back. Then how can you comment? Because small karma can produce big karma. 5 years karma can produce 100 years karma. Then how can you trace? That is why you don't waste your time searching about the karma. But you can utilize that time to rectify it. At the same time, you can utilize whatever bad karma I have done to rectify, to come out from that chain. You can try to do good karma. Why you are wasting your time thinking about that phalam? So phalam is all the time. That is why he says nishkama karma. Nishkama karma means without having attachment to the phalam, only concentrating on duty, and phalam will be getting automatically. When it is automatically, you need not think. That is why Krishna says, Karmanyeva vidarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma karma phalahetu kuhu ma te sangoskara. Some people they have questions. Our concern is, though we do good karma, we get bad karma. Though other people they do bad karma, they are very happy. How can you say that good karma will produce good phalam, bad karma will produce bad phalam? How can you see comment like that? In this world we can see many people who are doing bad things, they are very happy. And they are living happiest life. Whoever is doing good karma, they are suffering. How can we say good karma will produce good karma? That is why Krishna says, you cannot, because they have done good karma in previous birth, now they are eating them. If you do good karma now, you cannot do karma immediately. For every action, it takes time. If you put the seed in the earth, to get the apple and to come, you should wait 10 years, 5 years. To get the child, 9 months. You cannot get immediately. For everything, time is required. So that if you count the time, then only you can trace the limit. So, one kid, he was commenting, he was telling that my dad is very bad. See, my friend's dad is very good. Because my dad is always pressurizing me, read, do homework. Always troubling me. But my friend's dad is very good. Whatever my friend asks, that father will come and bring and give what gift. He never says, read, do homework. Sometimes he was telling that I should change my dad. That dad is good, this dad is bad. But the same person after 20 years, he changes his comment. Now he says, my dad is very good, his dad is very bad. So what happened? Who pressurized read, to do homework, and because of his pressure, I studied very well and I scored and got a good job and everything. I am settled, I am very happy. The other guy, he didn't read at all because his dad was not pressurizing him. He was always playing. So he failed. Now he is blaming his father. Because of him, I failed, I lost everything. The same person, different comment. Who was commenting that my dad was very bad, now he is telling that he is very good. Who was commenting my dad was very good, now he is commenting he is very bad. So that good and bad, you cannot judge it immediately. It takes 20 years. After that, you can get good phalam, good karma, good bad phalam, bad. No way you cannot say that. That is why Krishna says, you just going on doing your duty. The getting phalam, I will take care of that. Rest assured. Don't think about it. You can take rest doing after doing this. That's why all that time, only people they are in difficulty, they say, what did I do? But when they are getting benefit, then they don't ask that. Yesterday I told, so overnight if you get $10 million lottery, you don't blame God. Why you have this much of money? I didn't do anything. Why you did? But if we will have some problem, then we say, why you have this much of problem? Because we cannot find out the link between karma and karma. Only He can know. That is why you should always concentrate on karma. Utilize all your energy to do good karma, perfect karma, then automatically you will get karma. If there is no link between karma and phalam, whole system will collapse. Whole this universal system will collapse. That is why karma should be having the same phalam. Otherwise, the system cannot survive at all. That is why you really do good karma, get good phalam. Don't think about it. You will discover karma, then you will get it. That is the meaning of this sloka. Karmanyavarasate, Mahamaleshi Parasaram, Mahamma, Sarikuru, Mate, most of the karma we do, we are wasting our time. How much time we are going to waste? In our lifetime, 90% time is wasted. Barely 10%, maybe 90% only for livelihood or unnecessary work, we spend precious time. Instead of doing that, if you place that time, save time for good karma, then you are very good karma. That is why Krishna is pressurizing, mind your duty, all the time, otherwise do your duty, then automatically you will get good karma. That is why students get study well without thinking whether I am going to get points or not. Just you do your study well, then automatically you will get the mark. That is the decision. Bhagavad Gita is the Krishna. The message of the Gita is protecting the world. How this world is protected? Because some people they are doing their duty, that is why this world is protected. To do their duty, the inspiration is Bhagavad Gita. That is why if you go through Bhagavad Gita, then you have protected the whole world. You can keep this world active and you can keep this world protected. You can keep this world sustained. That is why Gita is very much important for sustaining this world. That is why people should go through Gita and practice Gita. That's the very Krishna. That is the intention of this concept. And I'm glad to surrender the essence of Gita during the auspicious time of Navaratri. The beginning of the explaining Navaratri is new lives. It is not normal life. It is new life because here we can get the lamp of knowledge. That is why this Navaratri is prescribed. New life, new Navaratri. We should celebrate Navaratri meaningfully so that we will benefit and we will be blessed by God. Once again, thank you, God. In Krishna, we thank Krishna. We bless our devotees.
Questions? Anyone has any questions? Anything you can talk about? Swami will give you very, very knowledgeable answers. I'm amazed by Swami's knowledge of Gita.
Why does all the stotras end with phalastiti? Why does yajnas, everything has phalam at the end? What is the reason for having so much phalam? Is it making it attractive?
Yeah, answer is in your question. Why they say they are emphasizing every action is having phalam, that is why you should rush to the karma. So if you think that the karma is fruitless, then you will not be activated. Only for activation, phalam is there. They are telling that don't desire the phalam, but phalam is there. Don't think it is useless. Don't think it is useful. That is the intention.
The same way we will have it Papa in Kali Yuga, will be Papa in Kriti Yuga.
ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಫಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೃತಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ மாதிரி ಪಾಪ ಬಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೃತಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪಾಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಪಾಪ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
Yes. What is the doubt?
So she wants to confirm that in Krita Yuga you do little papa, then you get lot of papa.
Yeah. Because in Krita Yuga it is very rare. Papa. In Kali Yuga, Punya is very rare.
So you said Krishna said to do karma, don't worry about the result. What is qualifying karma? What is karma means? Is it going to office, taking care of the family karma?
Karma means it's pleasing God is the main karma. Whatever He has given, prescribed karma not taking bath and sleeping, eating, all these things are not considered as karma. Whatever is pleasing God, duty, according to Shastra, each one is having a duty. If you do the duty, and also whatever karma you are doing with the Bhagavad Prajna, then it is considered as karma.
Any other questions?
Swami Vivekananda,
Come, always start with love.
so Swami Vivekananda says that a chain is a chain, irrespective if it's of it being a golden chain or a silver chain or bronze chain. He uses that analogy to distinguish between good karma and bad karma. He uses that analogy to distinguish between good karma and bad karma. He says that good karma is as binding as bad karma. So, but now you are saying that good karma is anything that is pleasing to God, or anything that is like an obligation. So, but I mean, those two are kind of contradictory of each other. By this definition, we would like to achieve a state where we have no good karma as well as bad karma. We would like to achieve some state of equilibrium between good and bad. In that case, more static equilibrium, like no good, no bad, something like that for moksha. But you are saying that karma is something that is essential. So, how do we reconcile those two differences?
Sir,
Yeah. I cannot follow.
Okay. Good karma and bad karma is doing great. Good karma and bad karma.
Maybe the definition.
Swami Vivekananda speaks that, he speaks in terms of both good and bad being binding to the material realm of existence.
Material?
Material realm of existence, basically. But your interpretation is like we have to carry on doing our duties, whatever is our moral obligation. But by Vivekananda's interpretation, it would mean that accumulating either karma is bad because both of it will keep us bound to this realm of existence, will prevent us from attaining moksha. According to his explanation, it would make sense that only sannyasa, the ascetic life is the only route to moksha. But here we're talking about other paths as well, like Mata Kshatriya, Mata, whichever path one chooses, it entails some karma along with it. So it would make sense to dispense it to me without attachment to the result. But how do we reconcile the differences? Because they offer different perspectives on what is good karma, what is bad karma, and the path to moksha.
This is one and same what Vivekananda is telling, and same thing I am telling also. So good karma means which is leading us to come out from the chain of karma. And bad karma means which is tightening more and more. So pleasing God is making us to come out from the chain of karma. And going against for that is binding us. That is why this definition and this definition, it doesn't differ. Same. So good means which is leading us to come out from the chain of bondage. That is called good karma. That is pleasing God. The intention of God is let the jivas come out from the bondage of karma by doing their duty.
Any other questions?
Huh? ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬನ್ನಿ. Any questions? One song.